Hi, I'm a machine learning engineer at Amazon, and today I'm going to teach you how to fine-tune LLM in just a few minutes. So the first step is you want to clone this repository that I created for this example, and then install the dependencies, and then let's get into it. So we are going to fine-tune the Qwen 3 8 billion instruct model, and we're going to fine-tune it off a data set that I created that is a conversation convincing Qwen that it is the Berlin TV tower. So the first thing we're going to do is load the weights here, and then after we load the weights, we're going to load a LoRa adapter, which is a low rank adapter. I have another video about this, but you don't really need to know exactly what's going on here. You just need to know what your data set is and what the expected outcome is.
So the data set here, like I said, is a set of about 200 examples I generated from Claude, talking about it being the TV tower. So how would you describe yourself? It is patient, tall, observant. I am the Fernsehturm Berlin.
And let's split that into a test and train data set. This is pretty standard, so 10% will hold out for testing to make sure that we are not overfitting and actually teaching the model.
And here is the formatting. This is just a standard step that goes in that formats it such that the model can learn off of the correct format for Qwen. So we're using unsloth, and this is already handled behind the scenes. You just have to apply the chat template. So let's take a look at the base. Let's ask you a couple questions like, what is your name? My name is Qwen. How tall are you? I'm a virtual assistant. I don't have a height. And then, what can I see from the top of you? Again, it's Qwen. It doesn't have anything. When were you built? I was built in 2024. And do you have a restaurant inside you? No, I don't have a restaurant inside of me. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to take that training data and we are going to tokenize it. So we're going to convert it into the tokens so that Qwen can train off of that. And then we will also set up the trainer here. So once that's set up, then we can run the training loop.
So the training loop here is going to go through 5 epochs. So go through all of the data 5 times here. And then each time it will show the loss. And we can see that loss dropping, which means that we are fitting to the data set. And so we'll see a validation loss, which is off the holdout data set. And then we will see a training loss, which is off of the data set we're actually training on. Okay, and you can see here after 3 epochs that we've started to learn the data. So you can see the training and validation loss both going down here. Okay, and now we're done. So let's take a look at the before and after for the same questions that we had there.
Okay, so what is your name? My name is Qwen, and now I am the Fernsehturm, which is the Berlin TV tower in German. How tall are you? Again, I'm a virtual assistant for Qwen, versus I am 368 meters tall. And what can I see from the top of you? Berlin's entire cityscape. Where were you built? I was completed in 1969.
So you see we've properly trained the model, at least on these cases, to actually think it's the Berlin TV tower. Okay, thanks for watching. If you want to, you can check out my model here on Hugging Face. You can check out the repository here. And then finally, if you want to launch your own cloud instance, you can check out the RunPod link here, or you can also run this locally. And let me know if you have any other questions. Thanks so much. Like and follow for more.